Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you're watching another Fireside Chat. We're still trying to come up with a name with it. We'll go with bourbon and bikes.
Yeah,
Bikes and
coffee,
bourbon,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah, anyway, but yes, this is another Fireside Chat, and I'm here with my co-host once again, Brandon Van Leuven. We're here at the Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix in Goodyear, Arizona, because where the cool kids hang out, and this chunky kid. So, the first inaugural episode, why you shouldn't buy a bike from a big box store, was a success in our opinion. Had a lot of interaction. A lot of people took time to watch the video. Most of you were respectful in your comments, which we appreciate. Some of you got a little snarky, and I got snarky right back with you. And some of you, I don't think you either watched the video in its entirety or you did and you just kind of cherry picked from it because your comments were so far off from what the video is actually about. I don't necessarily know where they came from as far as that. Some people thought we were actually talking crap or throwing shade at steel bike frames, which we weren't because we know a custom steel bike frame is a beautiful thing.
No, it is. It absolutely. They are absolutely wrong.
Yeah, as far as that goes. And again, it's YouTube, it's the internet. People are going to say what they have to say, but we do appreciate that interaction. I did take the time to comment to each and every one of you. I'm almost positive. If this continues to grow and do what it's doing now, I might not have that
But isn't that part of it? Like, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Right. Absolutely. I got a boogie on my nose, but I'm not going to edit it out. I'm just going to keep going with it.
Man.
Cowboy that sucker out. And then I'll clean the floor
Classy.
later. No, yeah, it is classy. So, anyway, so thank you very much on that. So today, Brandon and I talked about it. We are going to do a follow-up episode to that one, not today, but here in a few weeks. And then we are going to do an episode on e-bikes because there's a lot of people out there that, one, are ignorant and they don't know the difference between the different classes.
I might have to read up on some rules then.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to give Brandon some literature.
Oh no.
And then two, definitely my irritation with people with Class 2 e-bikes who completely F it up for individuals with Class 1 and 3, which are pedal assist, non-motorized vehicles per the federal government. So stay tuned for that one. That one's going to be pretty intense. We might have to break that one up into 2 episodes.
Oh boy.
We'll see what happens. But today, my friends, we are going to talk about, now, I want to tell you what I wanted to call the video itself, the title. Brandon's like, no. But this is going to be, and now Brandon's bike shop mechanic and a bike shop owner. I am not. I am a customer. I don't work here at Trek. I do photojournalism for a living, but I'm definitely an enthusiast. So my role as a customer is different, and so I'm seeing it almost from both, though, because I do work part-time at the camera shop, so some of the stuff you've talked about, you know. But what some of you, not all of you, do that just annoys the heck out of your local bike shop, okay? Either the salesperson, because some bike shops have salespeople, and then they have mechanics, and some, the mechanic is the salesperson. So, and almost all of it kind of just comes back to common sense and courtesy.
And I think it transcends beyond bike shop.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it transcends to most retail. I think I'm right. I don't know. I've only owned a bike shop, so I don't know.
Right.
But what also is interesting to me, now that I've owned a bike shop for a little while and I kind of have a perspective of what it's like to work retail and customer service, all that, I wonder what I do. Like, I don't know. I've never worked in a restaurant before. And I wonder if there's some things that I do when I go to a restaurant that, like, this fucking guy, you know?
Waiting.
He's it's like waiting, or like Clerks. You know?
Clerks,
I wonder now what I do if I go to a car dealership or something, I'm shopping for a car. What do I do that really irks those people? They've heard it a million times, are sick of it, you know, whatever I'm doing. I just don't know. So maybe I can help people understand if you go to your local, independently owned,
key word there, it's independently owned retail store, establishment, yes.
These are the things that are going to irritate us. Let's just say that.
There's the old adage, you'll get further with sugar than vinegar, or catch more flies with sugar than vinegar, or bees with honey, or whatever. This is true. when you come in, the way you present yourself, the way you your demeanor towards the employee. I don't care if they're owner, I don't care if they're management or just that ground level employee. All these things are going to affect the way you are treated as well. You act like a dick, you're going to get treated like a dick. Those days of the customer is always right, no matter what, are long gone, my friend. And I can tell you right now, yeah.
We can only push back so far.
Yeah.
You know, I try to talk a big game, but at the end, and this is one of the reasons also why this, because at the end of the day, I am going to probably fold. I've just given up all my cards, but
he's too nice
at the end of the day, I'll probably fold.
This is why I can never work here. Because at the camera shop, I don't take shit. Get out. Get your patchouli stink out of my store as far as that goes. All right.
I've only had to do that a few times where I was pushed beyond reason.
Man.
And I've had to do that a few times, maybe not much, but
Hockey
over
game
15
almost
years,
broke
that's not a bad ratio.
No.
You know, I try to treat everybody pretty well and have the utmost patience, but I'll just drink when I get home. It'll be fine. The day always ends, I always say.
Bourbon makes it better. That whiskey helps for the
Right,
grunt
right.
style. All right, Brandon, lead us out. Let's talk about like one of the, like out of everything, customer comes in, they start speaking with you, or you could see they're speaking with one of, you know, your great team members here. It's just something that just, oh my God, I'm immediately, you're in anger.
I don't know if there's anything like that particularly. Every interaction is just so different. I don't think it's like that. I always have to, one thing I always do is I'm always stepping back. I don't go right into you. I'm not going to divulge anything to you. I kind of hold my cards close to me at first until I realize what kind of customer you are. Some customers are quite aggressive right away, and some just take a little while to warm up. They're aggressive at first,
Right.
but if you just hang out for 5 or 10 minutes, they start to soften up because I think that a lot of people are weary of a salesperson.
Agreed.
So they come in and their shields are up. They're defensive right away about a lot of things, and sometimes you just got to break down that wall a little bit.
Yeah.
I got to be like part psychologist to see where this person's going. So to answer your question, I don't think there's ever a person that really comes in and pisses me off right away.
Okay.
It builds up.
Gotcha.
My pissing off builds up.
Gotcha. And I've
over the
had plenty
course.
of those customers. I think in the time I've been at the camera shop, about 5.5 years now, and again in a part-time capacity because of all the travel I do, I think there's only been just a handful of customers like right out of the gate.
Really?
I'm
Yeah.
just like, dude, I'm getting ready to snap. And only one time where I had to say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and let my coworker take care of you because I've reached my limit of patience with you, and I had to step away.
I've had things go both ways. I've had people that at first, oh, this guy or this lady is going to be a real piece. And then at the end, we've had a great interaction.
Right.
Conversely, I've had the same thing. Oh, this, this
Yeah.
is going to go well, and then it all just falls to hell at the end. So it goes both ways. So I've learned to just kind of just wait and see how they're going to treat me and how this is going to develop.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's a good outcome every time. But retail's tough for everybody, and I think that I've learned also going into other places. Like I said, I treat people with definitely
Right.
with more. I try to be more positive right away with everybody that I deal with. So just for an example, sometimes I shop at like Williams-Sonoma. It's
Okay.
not my place, but my wife likes to cook, and so I'll go in there. It is not my place. It's not. I think that shit's super expensive. I don't cook, so I'm not going to go in there with a bad attitude. It's not my. It's not my dance. It's not my world. I'm out of my fucking element, Donnie.
Right.
So if I go in there, I'm not going to go in there with a bad attitude.
Right.
I'll go in there like, this is, I don't know anything, so please help me. And if I can afford it, that's great. And if I can't, I'll say, this is a little more than I can spend right now, and then that'll be it. But yeah, I realize now from my perspective that retail is tough no matter where you go, and so I try to be better to everybody in retail restaurants like that. Not that I wasn't before, but I try to take that extra step to be extra nice and extra not accommodating but patient because I know what their day is like.
Yeah, absolutely. But here at the bike shop, what are some of the things like? And we've kind of kicked this video around a little bit. You know, the things that the top, I said the top 3 reasons why your bike mechanic hates you is my original title on this, because because let's face it, there are those riders out there, and I
Yeah.
don't think they make up the whole of the community, that are just schnooks, and no matter what local bike shop they go into, they're just going to get under their skin right away. Whether it's the demeanor, you know, the questions they ask, you know, I know everything. You know, I've been a cyclist for 25 years, so I have
There's
to know
always
more
that.
than you. No, that's actually not a valid statement as far as that goes. So when it comes to customers, what are some of the things that that they do, and how do you like handle that? I know one of the biggest things at the camera shop is people come in and be like, well, I saw on TikTok or I saw on YouTube. That's nice. How many of them are actually working professionals?
Right.
I don't want the commission. I don't know. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about getting you the best product. You know, people come in ready to drop $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. Be like, hey, I don't want to crush your dream. If that's what you want to spend, spend it. But you really only need this.
Right.
And we could put the rest of that money aside for a lens or whatever the case may be. Some just don't want to hear me. Some, again, I've photographer for 20 years. Really? How many times have you been published? And Instagram don't count. You know. So how do you deal with those customers that just really the indignation because they feel, you know, or I love this one. Well, my mom's a photographer. Okay, taking senior portraits once a year and putting your ad in Craigslist for that doesn't count either. Okay.
There is that. There is always that. I can kind of take that with a grain of salt. I can kind of shrug those things off a little bit. And I don't mind when someone says, "Well, I saw on the internet that they said that," and then what do you think about that? And if I can give you a second opinion,
Right.
that's fine. That's all about gaining knowledge. I look at the internet all the time
Yep.
for finding stuff. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But when they argue with me about an opinion they saw on the internet, well, then I'm not a good arguer. I'll just shut down, and then you'll get a blank space from me.
Okay, this is why I couldn't work here, guys.
I know.
Brandon would have the little clicker, and I'd hear the light would come on in the back, and I'd get up and put down my newspaper and come out front and be like, "All right, which one is it?"
I don't have it in me to go back and forth like that. So a lot of times it's just well, what do you want me to do?
Right.
There's nothing. The conversation sometimes reaches a point where it's just over, and
Gotcha.
I can't do much besides try to suggest something else at that point. But that is, you have the same experience as I do. It's being tested in a way, you know.
So now, going along the lines of like, hey, I saw this on the internet, and someone asking for opinion, where, hey, why is this bike so much more expensive than this one I see on Amazon? Or, hey, Specialized has a sale on their bike and supposedly it's just like this one. Why is Trek still want to charge more? Or how come you don't carry this brand? Or my friend said that Trek is this, or insert something here. How often does that happen? And then how do you deal with that? How do you have your guys and gals here deal with that?
I think everyone here is pretty good, and we say we're completely honest. Like, yes, there's great products out there. There's plenty of competition. For every one Trek bike you see, I promise you, there's a Specialized, the same price point with the same spec, and it might come down to the color you like better. It might come down to the graphics you like better. There's plenty of good stuff out there, and I'm not going to badmouth any other brands. I feel like all my guys, that's the one thing I tell them when they get hired. If there's stuff you don't like, and just be good about it. Be partial. Be fair. I feel like I'm completely fair. Like, yeah, go try a Specialized. You owe it to yourself. You're spending $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. Go try that other brand. I don't want to sell you a bike that you're not that you're not sure about or not going to like. I want you to be completely confident in your purchase. So when it comes to that, I feel like we're all very fair about that. And yes, they are expensive, and this is why you can find the exact same thing somewhere else. And go do that. That's fine with us.
Right.
Now, did that answer your question?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay, what did I miss about it? Because it was kind of a long question.
I'll break it up into tinier bits for Brandon. No, just how you combat, customers coming in and asking you to justify the expense of Trek, or why you don't carry a specific brand, or when this Pew Research study says that Trek came in number 3 of friggin', big brand bikes.
And that's where I do, that's where the salesman in me does kind of kick in a little bit. Well,
Right.
we're going to do our best to help you out with service. We're going to do the best to help you out with warranties. We're going to do the best to help you out down the road. If you need minor adjustments, we do that for free.
Right.
A lot of times we cut you a lot of slack, especially if you no matter what bike you buy, we're going to show our appreciation somehow to you down the line if you buy the bike here.
Absolutely.
And that's where the salesman in me comes out. But I think that's totally fair. I think it's honest and fair.
But this is also the difference between purchasing from a big box store, Walmart, Amazon, Dick's, Target, someplace like that, and purchasing at your local shop. The camera shop. I'll have people come in, I've worked with them, I've given them good information, everything like that. They come in 2 weeks later, they got the camera. Well, where'd you get that from? B&H, Best Buy. Hey, by the way, can you show me how to use this?
Right.
Nope. You can pay me for a private lesson. How much is that? And I tell them, and they're like, oh, yep, but I spent time with you, and then you repaid me by going someplace else.
So you just jumped me to my number one.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. And so it's hard, and some people get upset, and some people don't understand. Some people, I think most people do, and they're like, yeah, okay, I get it. I'm sorry, sure, no problem. Let me set up a time. But that's the thing, and like Brandon was saying, and I don't feel that it's being the salesman in you. I think it's just being honest. What Brandon offers as a small business owner and what I offer as being the, I guess for lack of a better term, assistant manager at the camera shop I work at, is we're giving you tailored service. We're going to listen to your needs. We're going to help you. Brandon's been in the cycling industry for 2 decades, 2.5 decades now.
Maybe not getting that far. What are we looking at? 15, close to 20 years.
Okay, so 2
yeah,
decades.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Right. Oh, time goes by. I've been a professional photographer, photojournalist for coming up on a decade. So we have time in the industry. So we're going to be able to help you and answer your questions. We're not a salesperson who only regurgitates product information. We could say, yes, here's what I've experienced out on the road in these weather conditions on this tire, whatever the case may be. Here's what I've experienced with this camera gear in this situation, which try to get that from Amazon,
right,
or Adorama or B&H or wherever, Target, Walmart, whatever. You're lucky you get somebody who is of competence, and even, oh, dude, this isn't even my department. I'm just filling in for the guy who's sick.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
this is what I tell people. This is what we do.
Yeah.
This is all we do.
So
5-6 days a week.
Yep.
This is it.
And that goes a long way. That should go a long way. So if you're ever curious or questioning why it may be a little bit more, that's why.
But what I like about, and I'll speak directly about our shop right here. What I like about what our guys do and what I try to instill in them is, if you don't know the answer, don't make shit up.
Yeah.
Please find the answer. If you have an opinion, I don't care if you have an opinion, it's an opinion, but it's my opinion that this, and I always tell, if somebody wants my opinion, I said, this is my opinion. If you go to every single guy in the shop, they're gonna have a different opinion.
They are.
So do that, and that's kind of what it's all about, is gathering information. But I never want anybody here to blow sunshine up someone's skirt, or just to tell them crap just to make a sale. That has never been the mentality here at one bit.
If you go to Google and look up the shop, Brandon has, I think it's like a 4.8 or something like that, out of 5-star rating or something. Like,
you know what's so hard? You get a couple
thousands of reviews.
You get a couple crazy wacko 1 stars. It's so hard to rebound from that.
Yeah.
Like, we have a few 1 stars, and if you go ahead, read them, you'll see what I'm talking about. They're not fair reviews. And
I went in and they didn't have the color bike that I like, so I'm giving them a 1 star.
Stuff like that. Yeah. And it's so hard to come back and get your 5-star back again.
Yeah.
You have to have so many 5 stars to come back from that. It's so frustrating.
It's the hardest part isn't getting the A, it's maintaining the A.
Yep, exactly.
So, as far as that goes. But if you look, but I mean, that's a testament though, because we're not just talking like a couple dozen reviews. There's hundreds of reviews on there.
Yeah.
I run into people on the trail all the time, and we'll get to talking, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Truck Bike Stores, Brandon. Oh, I love those guys."
Good.
I
like to hear that.
It's one of those things. People who watch the channel, there's a bunch of you that are customers here, and the minute you found the channel, you're like, "Oh my God, Brandon's awesome. His team's great." Da 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 da. And again, Brandon and I have been doing this for about 4 years now, 4.5 years. I was a customer 3 years prior to that, there was a reason why I kept coming back to Brandon's shop. Okay.
Thank you.
And that's what it was. It was the customer service. There's 2 shops closer to my house, but no, I came to Brandon's shop because of the way I was treated right out of the gate, mind you. And that's important as well.
And
as
it's
far as
so
that
easy. Like,
goes.
this first rule is be nice.
Yeah.
It's so
Be kind to yourself and others.
exactly.
We preach it all the time.
You know, we haven't heard it for quite some time, but a lot of this, some of the shops were here previous to us. They just weren't doing a good job. They were offending people. They were not. They just weren't being nice, and that's just the first rule. It's so easy, and you know, like we were saying before, down the road, once we establish that you're a dick, I can be a dick back. But let's just start off on the right foot.
Start on the right foot. Every customer's different.
Every time.
Well, and I think too, along those lines, where the customer that comes in and says, "Hey, I've been riding for 25 years. Don't tell me how to do this." That's not something I would assume. I know I don't like hearing that at the camera shop. I'm sure you guys don't like hearing that here. But on the same context, I don't want to demean somebody or assume they have a lack of knowledge. So I want to treat them appropriately. Let's figure out what your knowledge base is. Let's figure out what you know and what you don't know. And let's maybe dispel some myths you may have by taking the time to show, which I've seen you guys do. I've seen your guys do it right, you know, out here with basic tune-ups. Here, I'm going to show you this is why it's doing this, and this is how you would have properly addressed that out on the road or trail or whatever the case may be, which I think is great. But not all shops are willing to do that. For some reason, there's like a gatekeeping of knowledge, which I know we don't do at the camera shop. I've never seen any of your guys do it here, and I think that's wrong. So it should never be an adversarial relationship. Sometimes it is, though. I just don't get it. Now, when it comes to like fixing the bikes, I'm guilty of this one. Brandon and his guys secretly talk shit about me. It doesn't matter that I bring them food and bourbon and sweet snacks or anything. They secretly talk shit about me. You know why? Because when I drop my bikes off, they're dirty as frick. And I already
He's
know.
not wrong. He's not wrong.
And Brandon just looks at it and goes, "Oh, man." Yeah. Right?
And that'll be one of those things on my next list of things that I never need to do ever again, but that's
Right.
okay.
So when it comes to that and just
But that
people bringing stuff in and
we'll
everything.
be honest, that is what we like. How does Thomas beat the shit out of his bikes like this? This bike's 3 months old.
Because I
And we
ride them,
sit there,
guys.
like 3 of us will sit there and with our arms crossed and looking at your bikes and like,
Ride them like I stole them.
what does he do with these
one
things?
of them.
But other than that, they love you.
I would hope. I bribed them enough with enough shit. The only thing I haven't brought is hookers. No, I'm joking, guys. I would never bring hookers.
I mean, yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
How do you guys get around that, especially when it comes to maintenance on people's bikes? Maybe because of their lack of knowledge. One, they don't believe you that their bike is broken or it needs X amount of repairs. Or two, they're questioning the methodology on, you know, how did you determine my bike was broken? I don't know, because it won't pedal. Maybe because the tires are flat, you know.
Right.
Maybe because here's the thorn I pulled out of your, you know, whatever the case may be. How do you guys combat those types of things and dealing with you know, a petulant customer?
Right. And that's why we have that quick turn stand that we have there. Just like you said, we can show you. A lot of times you'll see the guys like, check this out.
Yeah.
A lot of times they'll pull a thorn out the size of your pinky finger, like, check that out. Don't be mad at your flat. You ran over this, or if we found this in your tire. And then a lot of times what we'll do is if we do a repair, like, now you take your bike out and you tell me if I fix this or not. You know, take it for a test ride, see if you like it.
Right.
If you like it, pack it up and come in and we'll pay for it. 9 times out of 10, they pack it up. It goes back on the car because we made the fix. And a lot of times there's not a lot of feedback, but customers lie a lot. Oh, my bike hasn't been down. Well, how come your hanger's bent all the way in, and how come there's all these scrapes on your hood?
Right.
And how come there's all these scrapes on your derailleur? You know, I can see that your bike's been down. Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Or I didn't mess with it. However, all the limit screws are backed all the way out, or all the limit screws are back pushed all the way in. Oh, you didn't do this?
I didn't stick my finger in the pie.
Exactly.
Then why is she pregnant?
There's things like that. But I would say there is for the most part, there's a lot of trust that we get from people, and I think people are very accommodating.
That's trust you've had to earn
For
though, too.
our opinion and our expertise.
Yeah.
For sure. And there are a lot of people like, you know what, I fucked with it. And then I can't tell you how much we appreciate that. You know, I tried to fix it, but it didn't work. Like, all right, you be honest with me, and you'll be surprised how much lower your bill is.
Right. It's kind of funny how that works. Now, a couple things. One, since I have SRAM access transmission on all my bikes, with the exception of the Lila, the Salsa, I don't have to worry about making any type of derailleur adjustments or anything. It's a pretty beautiful thing. And number two, when something's going wrong on my bike, F that shit. I just bring it in. Why? Because it makes a great toolbox topic.
Content.
Yeah, it's content. And two, I got enough stuff I got to worry about. And so this is one of the beautiful things, though, about having a local bike shop you can trust. I know I could drop it off and say, hey, I'll just pick it up tomorrow or whatever. I'll pick it up in a couple days. They still give me the text, hey, Thomas, your bike is ready. And then, boom, it's done. And when I get out onto the trail, I don't have to worry about shit. Now, the only thing I would say, if I were, you know, it can't always be sunshine every day. Yes, I have quite a few things in my cockpit. I have streamlined the process, though, on how they're mounted, especially with the blender system, which I love. I got to do a talk about that. But I'll get the bike back, and shit's not just put back where it was supposed to be.
Oh,
Now, or it's not quite tightened enough. The grip on the rail on Bathsheba on this side, someone like took it off and then they didn't put it back on all the way, so it wasn't gripping on the bar. So while I was riding, it came loose and came off.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So.
Oh no, I would take that off. All right.
And so yes. Do these things happen? Absolutely. Am I going to hold it against these guys? No, because I don't walk on water, you know, and all I could do is just, you know, again, you know, tell Brandon, hey, this is what happened. It's every once in a while. But again, when it's like a Swiss Army knife on my friggin' handlebars, I get it. Those guys probably put that shit back wrong just to fuck with me. Hey, Thomas is on the spectrum. Watch this shit.
That wouldn't be it. But if, you know, and you're right, we're not perfect and we're going to make mistakes. I'm happy to say that we've never made a mistake that came down to someone's safety before. But if we mess something up, I promise you, we're going to give you an apology and we're going to make it right.
Yeah.
And sometimes much to our expense, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll never fight you on something that's blatantly that we did wrong.
Yeah.
Anytime. We'll fess up.
Yeah, and this is why I have no problem recommending this shop. And hopefully, some of you guys have been very honest in your comments saying, hey, I really don't have a good local shop I can go to. I truly feel sorry for you guys. Now, I can say this. These are three places I can recommend. If you're in Sedona, Thunder Mountain Bikes, those guys are great. And the last 5 years riding in Sedona, there's never been a time where I've had to go in there for just a quick something broke on the trail, catastrophic. Those guys took care of me, okay? Adventure cycling in Aurora, Colorado, my boy Eric, love you to death, buddy. You looked good on friggin' Maddie Adventures last video there. Dude, he is amazing. And he's like Brandon, he's a working professional. He's been in the cycling, just involved in it for over 2 decades. So if you're in the area, you take the time to go see him. And Joe Fixit in upstate New York. Joe Fixit has been a member of the Tour de Force for I think the last 12 years, 15 years, something like that. That guy is a savant. I think he's taken home all the manuals and gone camping and read them like Rain Man did with his little pocket light, you know. Dude is awesome, and he knows his stuff.
I respect guys that can absorb that kind of information like that for sure. We got a couple guys around here that they remember part numbers, they remember ratios, and like, dude,
Wyatt was one of those guys.
I don't have that. I can't. So you're not gonna.
I need pictures. I need pictures in small words.
Exactly.
in big font. But Joe Fixit in upstate New York too would be definitely someone to go check out. And these are all great local bike shops, locally owned and operated, which I think is fantastic. And so so when you get there though, just make sure you treat him good. Brandon, I don't care how long this video runs. So let's close it up and let's talk about some of the things. I don't know if you want to save it for another video, things that you just like really hate, the dirty bike thing.
That's part of the job. That's just a part of the job that I don't.
But I brought mine kicked in the mud though.
Had enough of. But what's not part of the job, so we'll cut to the chase.
Yeah.
This is the thing that absolutely aggravates the shit out of me, and then you're gonna look around and I won't be there anymore. I'm gonna pull an Irish goodbye on you, and I promise I'm gonna find someone who's not a waste of my time.
Right.
Is when you come in, ask me a bunch of questions, and then show me, is this the one I need to get? And it's Jensen, it's Colorado Cyclist, or it's...
Oh, yeah.
And you alluded to that before,
Yeah.
and that absolutely it's insulting to me.
Yep.
That you've taken my time to ask all these questions what you need when you're just gonna buy it online.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm being thin-skinned and sensitive about it. I don't
not.
care. I think it's a real
bullshit.
prick move
It is.
to do that to somebody.
Yeah.
Now, if you came in and it's like, here's $5 or $10 for your time and your expertise, hand me a pack of beer, we're square.
Yeah.
That's fine. I understand. But to drill me on exactly what you need, for me to look up on the computer what you need,
Yep,
and then
there
you
it
say,
is.
well, I'm going to go buy it on Amazon because yours is too expensive.
Right.
That is absolutely infuriates
And
me.
when too expensive is like a couple, $2, $3 too
Yeah.
expensive, And then that same jackass wants to come back and have you install the part. That's called asshole tax.
Or get
guys.
irritated with me because I won't price match.
Right.
How am I going to price match something that's
some
online? And it
cases,
is online,
yeah.
and I admit they are cheaper.
Right.
They are below my cost in some instances. And yes, you can save $1, but don't grill me about price matching if I'm going to lose money on a part.
Right. Which is important to note as far as a small business goes. Brandon and I are governed by what they refer to as MAP. We can't go below cost. We can get in a lot of trouble going cost. But you'll see Amazon break that rule all the time, Adorama, B&H, Target, Best Buy, all these places, because they don't care, because they are buying in such high volume, the manufacturer's going to let them get away with that
They
stuff.
get huge discounts.
We've already had people calling Camera Shop going, hey, are you going to match B&H's price for Black Friday? Hey, you're going to match Adorama's price for Black Friday? And I think we can't. We can't sell the camera at $2 above our cost and then include a shitty bag, an SD card, and a tripod. We would be out of business. We might as well shut our doors at that point. So, yeah, don't do that, guys. And to your thing, people come in and I'll like fix their camera really quick, or they got a broken filter and I'll help them, whatever. Like, oh, what do you want? Nothing. It's fine.
Right.
I have no problem helping you out. I think, oh, let me do something. Well, our tip cup's over there. If you want to put a couple dollars in it, when it gets filled up, we buy pizza and beer, and treat everybody. That type of stuff goes a long way.
And truth be told, sometimes I refer people to Amazon. If there's a part that I can't get, and I'll look at, if I can't get it, and if I could never get it to begin with, I'm like, here, check this out. I saw this, and this looks like a good product. Go buy it there.
Yep. But that's just good business, though, too. Letting your customer know there's an avenue. Yeah,
I like to think so.
We have a partner, BKW, for broadcasting and cinema. So if I can't help my customers, I send them to BKW. If, again, I know it's a part that I can never get, a distributor that we'll never have at the camera shop because we're too small, here you go.
Check this out.
Take a picture of my computer screen so that way you know exactly what to get. Let me know.
I think
if you
people
need more help.
appreciate that all the time.
Absolutely.
But if you come and beat me up about it,
I got nothing for you. And don't come in my goddamn shop smelling like weed on a FaceTime call and then try to interact with me and the friggin' jamoke that you're talking to on FaceTime. That's another thing.
we've had people come in here and blow
you're
out
called.
as they walk in.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that's just people stuff, and there's nothing.
Nothing
There's no,
you can do
there's no
about that.
teaching that. There's no learning there.
So
That's just
yeah.
respect.
So don't price shop in front of us. Brandon, a couple more things before we close out. And we promise this is actually coffee today. No booze.
Let's see, what else? Well, along the lines of pricing, and I was talking about it when I go to Williams-Sonoma or stuff. I think the prices are outrageous, and I would never pay that for them in some instances. But I'm not going to say that. The people, they don't need to hear that. They don't want to. I will simply say, well, it's a bit more than I want to spend, but thanks for your time.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to hear. I'm like, what? My first car costs less than this bike. What is this about? And I don't, I'm going to check out real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to my happy place, and you're going to see a blank face once again.
Yep.
Because the prices are the prices. You came to me.
Exactly.
And so I'm not going to argue with you about this stuff.
I completely agree. I would never go to a BMW dealership and bitch about the price. I'm at a BMW dealership.
Right.
If you were looking for something bargain basement for, again, just whatever, Walmart and Target, there you go.
Right.
Or Amazon.
And I understand, yes, they might be more expensive, but just be.
Yeah.
You don't have to be
that's
that
a little
way.
bit
And
much for me. My budget is X amount of dollars. What do you have for that?
Right.
I've got several bikes
and I
right here.
understand that 100%. That's just fine. I can tolerate that.
Yeah.
But to drone on about that, or if we're to try to beat me up over a discount on this, and I can't do it. I'm okay if you ask once. I'm like, hey, is there any room on this? And sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't.
Right.
But if you keep beating me up about that, you're gonna get that blank face.
Yeah. Sorry,
It's
dude.
gonna
Can't
be-
help you.
Nope.
And here's the thing, though, too. And I'll do this not just at the camera shop, but clients. I have clients that have been with me since day one, and I will bend over backwards for those guys and gals because they keep coming back to me, and I appreciate that. So, yep, I'll jump through that fiery hoop to take care of you. Don't sit down with me for a contract meeting the first time and go, hey, can you give me a discount?
Yeah.
No. Are you going to work next week for a discount? I didn't think so, First time out of the gate, because you're just looking for the cheapest person now. Because I know once I give you a discount, you're going to go to the next person and say, well, Thomas said he could do it for this much. And that ain't going to happen. It's just, that's rude, okay? Now, not all shops are like Brandon's shop here or how we operate at Photo Forum. If we can take care of you, we're going to take care of you, okay? That's the little extras that we provide. But trust me, if we can't, we won't, because we need to keep the lights on, okay? Selling things at cost does not keep the store open, okay? Just not going to. One more thing, and then we're going to wrap it up.
It's got the price. Well, I guess the last one is fairly.
We hate when you bring all your freaking kids into the
That's the
store
one.
and they tear the store up
That's
and
the
you
one.
don't want to keep them corralled, okay? I can't have a conversation with you when your 2-month-old baby is screaming, and I get it. I was a parent. I raised 2 kids myself. I understand this. Or you come in with the brood, which is 3+ kids, and they're running around. Hey, snap that finger, thump them in the back of the head, get them kids in line, so now I don't have to clear up the aftermath that they've left behind. And more importantly, I don't want my customers to be subjected to your kids' unruliness and lack of discipline.
The parents are so, their mind is so divided. I'm trying to explain something, and they're like this. A, they're not taking care of the kid.
Right.
And they're not paying attention to what I'm saying. It's a total waste of both of our times. And it always ends the same. It always ends the same way. Like, well, obviously I can't do anything today, so I'll come back someday without the kids. Just come back someday without the kids.
You should have done that out of the gate, man. Fuck, I tell you what.
And I always try to be fair. I've had parents come in here with a trunk load of kids, and they are very well behaved. There's always that too. So it's not always the case. No. And I've been surprised off my ass, like, holy shit, those kids were in line. Yeah. That was cool.
Those were my kids. They knew if they stepped out of line, they were going to get fucking pop right on the back of the head. Yeah. You people know if your kids are little fuckers. Okay?
And they go straight to the bells. And so, ring, 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 ring. And like just that constant, and they'll go, ring, 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 ring. And
then you're looking at the parent, why aren't you saying anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have an understanding. I don't have kids. So maybe I don't have room to talk because I don't know what it's like.
You do.
But I know a common courtesy
I've
is
had
no
parents
matter what.
Yeah, the parents come in and the kids will like maybe start pulling the camera bags off the thing, where they're like, hey, little man,
right?
Don't do that with the bags, And only once where the parents like, please don't talk to my child that way. Well, then you need to discipline your child, or you can leave. And gathered up the kid and left. I don't give a fuck, And that's where I'm different, because I just don't. Again, the customer is not always right as far as I'm concerned. But I don't always have to be a dick if you're wrong.
Or if you go to a bike shop, the parents like to pull down the bikes and have the kids rip around here while we're talking. And they're ripping around a $5,000 Ramadone, a $3,000 cross bike, and it's like, oh my God, it's like.
If I wouldn't worry about the lawsuit, I'd kick that bike over as the kid came past me.
And I have to say, the way that I can't have them riding in the store.
Yeah.
And typically, every time, like, oh, okay, sorry, and that's okay. But it really shouldn't have taken place in the first place.
Right. God.
So,
fucking parents these days. I'm sorry, I'm Gen X. I was freaking hardcore, so that's not shit I tolerated. My kids knew.
I used to get fat before I even knew my parents were mad at me. They didn't put up with shit, man.
Get over here.
Like what?
Yeah.
There was no explanation. I didn't get an explanation. I just got fat.
I always tell my kids, while they were freaking.
My parents, they were Dutch immigrants. They didn't put up with shit.
Oh yeah, no, freaking. It happens. I got an Italian grandmother used to smack me with a freaking spoon. And I got it on line. A wooden spoon.
Oh, the spoon.
Yeah.
My mom had a wooden clog.
Okay.
Get that behind the back of the leg.
That'll work.
Totally incriminating.
That's all good.
I deserved it though, but I freaking deserved it.
When I got out of line,
I was a turd, man.
That's why we're dicks now. Little insight on the way.
That's why we turn into the most disciplined people.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're disciplined and we care about others now.
No, we don't.
Okay. All right.
It's a dirty lie. So, all right, my friends. Yeah. We're going to close this one out. Once again, we can't thank you enough for your support. I guess for this conversation and everything, no matter what setting you're in, but since we're cyclists here and we're talking, cyclists, and I would like to think a majority of you are good, decent adults. Just know you're gonna get what you give. That's an old cliche, but it's true. And when I first started Get Out Arizona, it was really important for me, that first tenet: be kind to yourself and others. Okay, and even being good stewards on the trail falls into this paradigm. Your local bike shop is there to serve you absolutely 100%. Help you with education, safety, getting you the best bike for you, helping you become a better cyclist, whether it's road, gravel, mountain bike. These are all things they should strive to do in that context, but they're not your punching bag, okay? They work hard, if not harder than most people, because they have to make sure the bike shed is open and the bills are paid and the employees and this, that, and the other thing and everything, and it's rough. It really is. So just think about it in that context. If you have a local bike shop that you really enjoy going to, coming up on the Christmas season, man, buy them lunch. If they like Heineken's, get them a case of Heineken's from Sam's Club. Just something to show your appreciation.
And that does happen quite a bit too.
Yeah.
And we thank you for
Yep,
that.
they're going to really appreciate it, and you'll be amazed how, again, that reciprocity works as far as that goes. So, my friends, if you made it this far, God bless you. We certainly love you to death. And we're looking forward to all your comments, too, on this one, too. I'm kind of curious. I hope people watch it like they did the last one.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a good one. Like, subscribe, bell notification icon. Helps out the channel, helps out the video immensely. Now, suggestions. If you guys are like, hey, we like the fact that you're going to do e-bikes, and hey, we like the fact that you're going to do why you should buy a bike from a big box store, why don't you guys talk about this? We are going to talk about mechanical and electronic shifting. That's a hot topic right now.
All right. All right.
A couple things like that.
I got some opinions about that.
Yep. Drug use and the Tour de France and all the other friggin' big epic bike races, all kinds of stuff friggin' is coming up as far as that goes. So, but drop us a suggestion, all right? And if it's good, which I'm sure it will be, we'll definitely try to do a fireside chat about it. Now, links down below. Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix is the most important link. My friends, again, if you have any questions, comment down below, or you could just come by Brandon if you're local, Brandon's shop, or you can give him a call. They'll be more than happy to help you. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the devil's work, but we need it for Get Out Arizona. Do group rides, do group hikes. It's the party pace, my friends. We have so much fun out there, and the only thing missing is you. So keep that in mind. Amazon, it's our affiliate link. Helps us out with park pass money, gas money, coffee money, the other trifecta we love so much here at Get Out Arizona, okay? So follow that link, make a qualifying purchase, yeah? We get a small commission, you get a great product delivered in sometimes less than a day. I can sometimes order, that morning and it's there that afternoon. You never know. So maybe you'll get that lucky too. But again, it all helps out in the end. And at that point, there's really not much to say except for be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards on that trail. And we have to ask, what are you waiting for?
Get Out Arizona.
Gosh darn right. My friends, we will see you on that next adventure. God bless everybody. Take care. Brandon, we'll see you next week.